to Peru. This is one of the most beautiful countries in all of South America, and there is so much to do and see here. You could spend years traveling throughout this country and not see it all, which is why in this video I'm going to share with you my favorite destinations here, starting with where I am right now, a beautiful hidden oasis in the desert called Huacachina. After arriving in Lima, stay the night in Miraflores or take a cheap bus ride down to Ica. If you have time, you can explore the coast in Paracas and see the Galapagos of Peru, Ballestas Island, before heading inland to the oasis in the desert, Huacachina. Spend the night in one of the hotels in the oasis or stay in nearby Ica if you're on a budget. The best thing to do in Huacachina is hiring one of the many dune buggy drivers to rip around the epic sand dunes, go sandboarding, and see the sunset over the oasis. Peru is one of the most diverse countries in the world, and there's no better place to experience this than in the Amazon rainforest. You can enter the Amazon in two regions of Peru, Iquitos in the north and Puerto Maldonado in the south. After visiting the Amazon and Tambopata National Reserve in the south, I highly recommend this region. You can book a lodge outside of Puerto Maldonado and they will come pick you up from the airport and take you to the lodge by boat. Exploring the canopy on hanging bridges, going on night hikes, and adventures by boat during the day is an amazing way to spend a few days here in the jungle. The next stop on your trip should definitely be Cusco, the most fun city for travelers in Peru. There is so much happening here. It's a great place to meet people, and it's the starting point for so many once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Book your accommodation near Plaza de Armas to be in the middle of the action. There are so many cultural festivals throughout the year in Cusco that you won't want to miss. You may want to give yourself a day or two to adjust to the high altitude in Cusco and the surrounding areas. From Cusco, you can take day trips to places like the Sacred Valley, the salt mines of Maras, and the Rainbow Mountain. There are also incredible ruins from the Incan Empire in nearby Ollantaytambo and the Moray ruins. And of course, no trip to Peru would be complete without visiting Machu Picchu, the ancient citadel hidden deep in the Andes. The famous hike to Machu Picchu takes 4 days, and the next best option is to take a train from Cusco to Aguas Caliente. Visiting Machu Picchu has changed quite a bit after the pandemic, with strict entry times, bus tickets, and specific hiking circuits, so please do your research on which circuits you'll want to explore and make reservations a few weeks in advance. Also, make sure to visit during sunset if you want to have the place all to yourself. You can see a lot of the ruins in one day, but if you have the time, I recommend spending the night in Aguas Caliente and taking another route the following day before returning back to Cusco. Located on an arid plateau along the Pan American Highway lies giant geoglyphs etched into the ground which date back roughly 2,000 years. These are the Nazca Lines, and the best way to see them is from the sky. There are Cessna flights running daily to show you a glimpse back in time to the ancient Nazca culture. If you have more time to spend in southern Peru, I recommend taking a bus from Nazca to Arequipa, which is a colorful colonial town in the mountains, and it's totally a hidden gem. From there, you can travel to Puno to see Lake Titicaca, the highest lake in the world, and its floating villages. Just keep in mind that the villages are very touristy. Peru is filled with extraordinary culture, history, cuisines, and natural wonders. Comment below where you want to travel to in Peru, and until next time, let's push our limits.